Hello beans! Today I'm going to show you what I got at Romemakers. I got 3 books and 3 notebooks. Very important. They are such pretty notebooks. I had to. Anyway, so this is our first book. I showed it in the other video. It was the Romemakers Book of the Year. It is Of Fire and Ash by Gillian, Bronte, Adams. It has a sticker. And she signed it for me. Ta-da! Because when you meet authors at Romemakers, you can just be like, hello, can you sign a book for me? It's really cool. I also have a matching bookmark. Matches. So, this is about magical horses that like breathe fire and stuff. It's really cool. And like empires invading other empires and being rude and stuff. And like accidental people die and people get blamed for it. Is that a good way to explain it? Let me read the back cover for you. Sir Edwin Desmond dreams of ruling like her father over the nation of Soldonia, where warriors ride to battle on magical steeds, soaring on storm winds, vanishing in shadow, quaking the earth, and summoning the sea. After a tragic accident claims her twin brother, she is exiled and sworn to atone by spending her life or death for her people. But when invaders spill onto Soldonia's shores and traitors seize upon the chaos to murder her father, Sir Edwin claims the throne to keep the nation from splintering. Combating overwhelming odds and looming civil war, she begins to wonder if the greatest threat to the kingdom may, in fact, be her. With fire before her and ash in her wake, how can she hope to unite instead of destroy? It is a very chunky book. A chunk. And I have only gotten this far through it. It's very interesting. It's very cool. And I like magically horses. Like, Maggie Stiefvater's Scorpio Races is my favorite novel in the world. And I didn't realize that that was actually a comp title for this. Like, this is marketed as, like, fans of Maggie Stiefvater's Scorpio Races will love this. And I didn't know that until after I bought this. And I'm like, so I was very excited. It's very cool. So, yeah. This is very cool. I like it. It's interesting. Like, so I've been reading it all month, but I've been reading really slowly. And it took me until probably a couple of chapters ago, and I'm this far through it, to really be like, oh my gosh! The whole, like, that first moment in a book, where you're like, oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, this is really cool. Or whatever. Like, sometimes that can happen, like, on the first page, and sometimes it takes a couple chapters to get into it. Like, it was interesting. There's nothing wrong with it. But it took about a quarter of the way through the book for me to have that moment of like, whoa, wait, oh my. So that was the moment where I was like, oh, I am 500% hooked. So, yeah. The book. Second book I got. Oh, there's something in it. As a picture of the author. I didn't know that was in there. I forgot. Anyway. A surprise. So, funny thing about this book is I've been haunting, that's a horrible way of saying it, but I have been haunting this book, not the author. I have been haunting this book since like my second year at Romemakers. Every year I would go to this author's table and I would pick this book up and I would read the back of it and think, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I really should get it. And then I would spend my budget on other things and then be like, oh, I didn't get that book. Like every single year I would go to her table and read the back of this book and fawn over the cover and then I would buy it. And so I didn't buy very much this year because my friends kept buying the things that I was interested in and I'm like, I can just read your book. So finally I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna actually buy this book. So this is by Lauren VanArendonk Baugh. I can say that. She has such a fabulous name. Lauren VanArendonk Baugh. I've heard her say it, so I know how to say it. It is Shard and Shield. It's kind of magically, I think. I've only read the back a gazillion times, and I forget. But it looks so cool, though, right? It's a beautiful cover. So, the back says, King's bastard, Shianan Beckman, buries himself in his military career to avoid the family that never wanted him and the dangers of drawing political attention. When the artifact intended to end an interdimensional war is damaged, the mage Ariana is trapped on the other side of the rift with her servant. Only the cheery young boy is really one of the monstrous enemy disguised as a human. Shianan is desperate to rescue Ariana, one of his few friends, but to do so means committing treason and betraying his duty, leaving his people open to attack. State mage Ariana struggles to survive as a prisoner of war in a world of deadly magic and unfamiliar customs. Her only ally is her former servant, now a renowned warrior caught up in political machinations. To survive, he'll have to once again take up the fight against Ariana's world. As their people's wasted armies prepare for fresh battle that will devastate both sides, bastard, mage, and monster must set aside prejudices and rivalries to find an end to centuries of conflict before they die as traitors. Sounds really cool! I finally bought it! So, it's very beautiful. Also, relatively decent sized book. I also got this one signed because obviously Laura was there because I bought it straight from her table. Ta-da. And it also apparently came with a card that I did not realize. Yeah. So, isn't she pretty? She's so pretty. I love her hair. Her hair's so awesome. So, yeah. This was this one. Beautiful, beautiful story. And the third book that I got is this. The Obsidian Butterfly by Lani Forbes. I did not realize her name is pronounced Lani and not Lani because I'm a Southern girl. And so I'm just like, Lani Forbes. It's Lani. So if I say Lani, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the third book in the trilogy. I've read the first one. Have not read the second one yet, but I do own it. So last year, in 2021, then the first book in this series, The Seventh Son, I think that was Book of the Year at Railmakers. If it wasn't Book of the Year, it won like 3 awards. I did not know at the time, but Lani had terminal cancer last year. She was at Railmakers, she accepted her awards, she gave her speeches and stuff. I did not find out until a month or 2 after Railmakers that she had terminal cancer. She had cancer. I don't know if they knew it was terminal at the time. So she passed away this past February, about a week or 2 before this book was released. Her husband was there this year, and oh my gosh, I forgot it. Hold on. There's more cool stuff. So Lani's husband was there this year, and he had a table, and he wasn't selling anything. He just had like a bunch of like free like the little book postcards and stuff to just give away to people. It was so precious. But what I thought was really cool is these were the title page of the book that they had sent to Lani, and she was going to sign them when they knew she was terminal. She was going to sign them so that they could use these and put them in the books that were published so that there would be signed copies. And she wasn't able to do that, but her husband had these, and he was letting people take them at the conference. And so I definitely grabbed one because this is so interesting and so unique. And this is a stamp, but each of these phrases were what she was going to sign each book in the series with. And so her husband made a stamp out of that so he could stamp the books kind of with her signature, and her little phrases for each book. So this is really unique, and I love that I got one of these. I keep it in a folder. If it ever gets like bent or creased, I'm gonna cry. I never met Lani, but so many other people did, and they talk about her, and I could tell just from her social media, she was a beautiful person, a very, very unique story. So I've only read the first one, but it's very like Aztec fantasy, like seriously, very unique themes, and the way she wrote them and brought them out and stuff. So obviously I had to get the third book. Andy owns the first one. I own the second and the third one. So together, we have the whole series. So I bought this because I had to in honor of Lani, but also I want to read the whole thing. I'm not going to read the back of this because it's the third in the series and I don't have the first one. So I'll have to like insert back cover synopsis here. Thrust into leadership upon the death of his emperor father, young Prince Aiken feels completely unready for his new position. Though his royal blood controls the power of the sun, he is now responsible for the lives of all the Chikomi people. And despite all Aiken's efforts, the sun is fading, and the end of the world may be at hand. For Mayana, the only daughter of the Chikomi family whose blood controls the power of water, the old emperor's death may mean that she is next. Prince Aiken must be married before he can ascend the throne, and Mayana is one of 6 noble daughters presented to him as a possible wife. Those who are not chosen will be sacrificed to the gods. Only one girl can become Aiken's bride. Mayana and Aiken feel an immediate connection, but the gods themselves may be against them. Both recognize that the ancient rites of blood that keep the gods appeased may be harming the Chikomi people more than they help. As a blood-red comet and the fading sun bring a growing sense of dread, only 2 young people may hope to change their world. Rich in imagination and romance, and based on the legends and history of the Aztec and Maya people, the seventh son brings to vivid life a world on the edge of apocalyptic disaster. Or something. So, anyway, it's beautiful. Gorgeous. And it's like texture. I love it. So, those are my 3 books. And now, the notebooks. I love that. So, this just a very basic run-of-the-mill notebook, but it was $5. It was $5. So I had to buy it. I should take the sticker off. So I had to buy it because it was $5. And it's beautiful. It's like the faux leather. And it had the pretty like Celtic Trinity thing. So yes, had to buy it. A nice little leather. I just peel the sticker off. So, a basic notebook. But it was $5. So I had to buy it. So this one. And then, this one, which is still in the packaging because I like crinkles. I'm sorry if this annoys anybody else, but I love plastic. And so I've taken it out and then put it back in the plastic, so I'm not ready to be done with it. So anyway, I'll edit out the part where it's like, maybe. It might be funny. Anyway. So, it's so gorgeous. It's like leather, and it has the, you can't see it, hang on. So it has compass, like, embedded in the front. It has this little anchor charm, and then it has, like, the ship's wheel. Where's my camera? Ship's wheel. Little thing that, like, wraps around it and ties. So aesthetic. I love it so much. And this was only $15. Like, for a leather journal, for all the embellishments, and it's also, like, you can put more paper in it. You can replace it with more paper and, like, never finish using it. It was only $15. I forget who I got it from. I know what their table looked like. I will do research and I will put it here because they were really cool. Andy got her books. I didn't get her books, but her books were cool. They were about people with wings, and oh my gosh, I love people with wings. So, beautiful leather, reusable notebook of beautifulness, and I had to get it, and it's blue and pretty, and I like it. So, and it came with crinkly packaging. What more could I ask? It just started raining. I'm a simple girl. I like notebooks and plastic. And then obviously the like crown of everything for me was this gorgeous junk journal. This was donated to the raffle by Arelmi, and she wrote a little letter and put it in it for whoever won. likes making junk journals and what she uses hers for. Isn't that sweet? And I found her because she was there. I found her and I told her how much I loved it and that I was so excited to have it and everything. And then I came home and I realized I have one of her books. I didn't realize until like days after I got home. I'm like, wait a second. I think I have one of her books. So this is by the lady who made this. I got this book last year in my giant murder stack of 21 books that I brought home. So yeah, this is by J.M. Hackman, who made this beautiful thing. It makes me so happy. I have not read this yet, but I have it, and I fully intend to read it. Considering I have like 300 books on my to-be-read pile, I don't know how soon those intentions will come to pass, but I do intend to read it, and that's what matters. So yes. Beautiful. Pretty. I will link to it. I won't read the back, but I will link to it. So, this thing is beautiful and huge and amazing, and I love it. And I'm going to do a flat lay of it and show you every single page, because why not? You're so pretty, and I love it so much. So we can dive into this beautiful book and all of its glory. It has so many different dangles on the outside and little bookmarky things. This is textured, which I love. So many beautiful details in this book. So, glitter. It says, "My new chapter, you got this, shoot for the stars." Almost every page has lined spaces to write on, and so many of them have these little tags and extra little goodies that are so beautiful and adorable. I love them so much. The entire theme is stars and space and the moon. It's purple and blue, which is totally my aesthetic. I love it so much. This page has a little paper clip that says, "Relax, you got this," and more little cards. This one says, "Today's wishes." I'm not sure if you can say that because it's really like sparkly and reflective. So let me see if I can get this back on here. Yep, this was on the other side. More little things. There's a lot of these little extra fold-out pages, like little bonuses. Another paper clip that's been, there's a paper clip in there actually, and it's been embellished. Let me see if I can get this back on here. Move that down. Little card and another tag. There is magic inside you. I love these little envelopes. There's like 3 different slots and one little card in each. I'm just so amazed and inspired by the amount of detail that went into this. An adorable little fold out envelope. I love this so much. This is so adorable. I think I actually have, these are stamps. I think I have them. I recently got a bunch of new scrapbooking stuff. And I think I have this set of stamps that these are, which is really cool when I noticed that when I was first going through this after I got it. I love the textures. As much as I can't wait to write in it, I also just love to touch everything because it's so textured. You are made of stars, and make your own magic. Another fold out. I love these kind of like aged, discolored pages. More envelopes. This is another fold out. I love these little constellation stickers. There's been several other ones. They're so cool. So you can see the difference in the sleeves where it was bound. Another one of these pretty pages. It took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to use all of these, all the space in the journal for, because obviously I had to make sure it was something that was appropriate for something as awesome as this. But I decided that I'm going to put, I think that's Pisces. Is that Pisces? That's what I am. I'm going to put in like song lyrics and quotes, and things that are like inspirational to me, things that mean a lot to me, and I'm going to transfer my daily affirmations into one of the whatever spread has like the most writing space, because I have like a dozen affirmations that I say to myself every day as part of my morning routine, and so I just have it in an old journal right now, like a daily journal that I've already filled up. And so I'm going to transfer those into here, and so that I can use it every day by saying my affirmations to myself, then I'll have a reason to pick this journal up and use it every day. But I'm also going to put in other things that are inspirational and important to me. I don't know what to use all the little cards for. Those would probably be good for like little quotes, and then it's like I wouldn't see them every time I flipped through it. I'd have to pull it out, and so I might like forget what I've written, and it'll be a little surprise. Aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you land in the stars. It's like a teeny tiny notebook with the multiple flaps. I think this is my favorite envelope in the book. And this also has like a little miniature notebook in it. I love this so much. This is so adorable. And it's not glued, it's like actually hand bound. So adorable. This might be big enough to put my affirmations in, actually, this little one. I think this looks like it was a normal envelope originally, maybe. But I love it's not just a traditional, like triangular flap. It has the little cutout. So cute. I'm so inspired by looking at this. I want to make one of these so bad. I like the when there's 2 pages that have the like thick hand drawn. Is this a flap? I think this is a flap. That would probably definitely be enough for my affirmations on this page because it has the extra flaps. I'm gonna do that here. I like that. It's just a phase and it's the moon. The amount of work and dedication that went into this, I have no idea how long it took to make this. But you can just see the amount of detail and intention and purpose that went into this. I love it. And little envelope inside an envelope. It's a little fold out. And it has another little envelope. Little pocket. And a flap. I think this is, oh, that's not. It's such a pretty texture. And then that's the last page. A couple more things in a paper clip. That looks like a clip from like a book or something. I think this is another one of the little baby notebooks. Yeah, it is. So adorable. Little bow. Oops, forgot about the paper clip. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that at least half as much as I did, because I will never get over this thing. I love this journal so much. I had put my raffle tickets on a bunch of different raffles. Things that I like, things that I wanted, but this was what I really, really wanted. It was amazing. It was funny because when I got called for my name got called when they were pulling the raffle, and right as they had pulled for that raffle, I got distracted because I was paying attention, and then I got distracted talking to somebody, and I just hear my name being called over the microphone, and I didn't even know what I won. And I walk up and they're like, yeah, this is yours. I was so excited. Such a surreal moment. It was amazing. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope these books sound interesting. If they do, go buy them and read them because they are awesome. They're also heavy. So I love you. Remember, you're a beautiful creature. Bye.